Hello friends, welcome back to another session of Core Java tutorials. Today we will see what is meant by copy constructor. Do Java have a default copy constructor? No, Java do not provide default copy constructor. You have to define one in your program if it is necessary. So what is the need of a copy constructor? So whenever you want a new object, you want to create a new object so that it is initially the same as an existing object. There can be many existing objects, but you want the newly created object to be one among the existing objects. So in that cases, you will be creating a copy constructor. You will be needing one copy constructor in your program when the existing object is very complex and you want the newly created object to be like the existing object, and the existing object is very complex. So in that cases, it will be very tedious for you to actually pass all those parameters and then assign value by value. But rather than that, it would be easy for you to pass the object as a parameter into the constructor. So that would make your job very easy. So that's the purpose of the copy constructor. And how do you define a copy constructor in your program? So it will be a normal constructor that we have seen earlier in the classes. So it would be similar to that. But one thing that you will be doing is you will be passing object of its class as a parameter. Okay, so passing an object as a parameter into the constructor will make the constructor a copy constructor. So let us see this with an example. Let's see this example. So herein I have taken a box class. Inside the box class there are three instance variables: width, height and depth. So there are two constructors. One constructor is taking parameters in it like width, height and depth, and we are assigning them to the instance variables, and the other constructor is taking a object as parameter. So you can just see that this constructor is taking an object in it which is of the same type. Okay, so we are taking an object which is of the same type of class. Okay, right. So here inside the main method, okay, so what we have done is we have called the parameterized constructor. So by passing the values of width, height and depth. So what happens is this parameterized constructor will be called upon these three arguments, which are 2, 3 and 4. And inside this particular parameter 2 is passed, and inside height 3 is passed, and inside D 4 is passed. Okay, so now we are assigning the width, height and depth. So width now has become 2 and height has become 3 and depth has become 4 for the object B1. Okay, so for the object B1. So if you just look into the memory, so how this looks like. So there is an object of the box class. Okay, so with the reference variable B1, and this memory is created for these three instance variables for this object with three instance variables, which is width. So width is equal to 2, and then height is equal to 4, and depth is equal to height is equal to 3 and depth is equal to 4. Okay, so this is how it is created now. So we'll look into the second statement. So the second statement is wherein we are creating another object. Okay, so by passing the first object as a parameter into this constructor. Okay, so such type of call to a constructor which is taking object as a parameter is called as the copy constructor. So this is called as the copy constructor. So what happened? We passed B1. So now what happens is the reference to the B1 is passed over here. So by accessing, so B1 is passed over here. So we are saying B1 dot width. So what is B1 dot width? B1 dot width is equal to 2. So what happens? Inside width, so 2 is passed. Now again B1, okay, so B1 dot height. Okay, so what is B1 dot height? Which is 3. So 3 is passed over here. And then B dot depth is nothing but B1 dot depth, where 4 is passed into it. Okay, so this is for the object B2. So we have made a copy of the existing object into the newly created object. So what happened is, so there is another object B2 created, and for the B2, new object is created. So we are not actually referring to the existing object. So the copy of the values have been made. So 2, 3 and 4. So they both are two different memory allocations done over here. Okay. So any modifications that you do to B1 will not affect. So any modifications that you do to B1 will not affect B2. Okay. So you keep in mind this, because this is the difference between the shallow copy and the deep copy that I am talking about. In my previous lecture, I talked about shallow copy, wherein I told you that the same memory location is pointed by two reference variables B1 and B2. So any modifications that you do, because they both are pointing to the same memory location, so you make changes into the memory locations, obviously the two reference variables will be affected. So here we are not doing that. In the deep copy, what we are doing is we are making a copy of the variables. So what happened is both are having its own original values now. And if you are making any modifications to B1, it will not affect B2, because they both are having their individual memory locations inside the heap. So this kind of concept is called as a deep copy. Okay. So deep copy, wherein we are trying to create an object with the initial values of an existing object. Okay. So this is the concept of copy constructor. So let us see what will happen when I try to display it. Okay. So B1.display will call the display method. Okay. So wherein we are saying display width, height and depth. So the output would be 2, 3 and 4 for the object B1. Okay. We are calling again display method for the object B2, because B2 also is having the same values like B1. So the answer will be 2, 3, 4 for B2 also. Okay. Say after this line, I am making certain modifications. So herein I said B1 dot width is equal to, now I am changing the value of width to, okay, so I am making it as 100. Okay. So what will happen inside the memory? So B1 dot width. So I am making changes. I said B1 dot width is equal to 100. So inside memory, so B1 dot width will become, now this is changed from 2 to 100. But B2 is not affected, because they both are two different copies. Okay. So try to understand this concept very well. So again, if I try to call display on B1, what will happen is the answer would be 100, 3 and 4. And if I try to call the display method on B2, then the values will be 2, 3 and 4 only. Okay. So whenever you make changes in the deep copy, whenever you make changes to the existing object, it will not affect the newly created object. But initially it just copies the initial values into the object. But later on in the program, if you are making any changes to B1, it will not affect B2. Okay. So this is the concept of copy constructors in Java, friends.